right, guys, let's do our kind of first instructional video. The last one we had was material that we had already learned, and we're just kind of reviewing. So this video is going to be on law of sines, and then this way you can rewind, pause, go back, watch it as much as you need to. Remember to post your questions in the comments section on Google Classroom if there's something on here that you want me to answer next time we get together. All right, so we're going to use what is called law of sines. And law of sines is used to find angles and side lengths of non-right triangles. So before now, we've used Pythagorean theorem, we've used trig, and we're using all of that for right triangles. Now we're going to have a non-right triangle. So a triangle that does not have a right angle. So our angle measures, our angles that we're talking about are going to be capital letters. And then our side lengths are going to be lowercase letters across from that. So if this is angle A, then this one across from that's going to be side A. And if this is angle B, the side across from that's going to be little b. And then angle C, the side across from that's going to be little c. And law of sines is sine A, so big A is the angle measure, over side A equals sine B over B equals sine C over C. Now you're only going to be using two of these at a time, not all three. So you're going to set up an equation and you're going to end up cross multiplying. So when I work the first problem, I think you'll understand a little bit more about what you're going to use. So in order to use law of sines, we need an angle measure and the side across from it. Okay, we need an angle measure and the side across from it. So if I gave you this triangle, we're going to say that angle B is 24 degrees. We're going to say that angle A is 97 degrees. And we're going to say that side A is 45. Now, the problem will say something to you like, solve the triangle, meaning I want you to find all of the pieces that are missing. So for this problem, in order to find angle C, we don't even need law of sines. In order to find angle C, we just add up the two angles that we have and subtract from 180. So in this case, we know that angle C is going to be 59 degrees. Okay? Now to solve for little b and little c, we need to use law of sines. And so we have an angle measure right here, and we have the side across from it. And if we have an angle measure and the side across from it, we can use law of sines. And that's what you're hoping for, because law of sines is easier than what we're going to learn next, which is law of cosines. So angle measure and the side across from it, you're going to use law of sines. So we're going to say sine A over A equals, and you can solve for B or C. It doesn't matter. We're going to end up doing both. Equals sine B over B. Okay? So we're going to say sine 97 over 45 equals sine 24 over little b. So you need to plug it in where you have one unknown, okay? All right, so we're going to cross multiply. So b sine 97 equals 45 sine 24. And we're solving for b, so we're going to divide by sine 97. So b equals, let me move this down just a little bit, 45 sine 24 over sine 97. Okay? Now you're going to want to put this in all at one time in your calculator. So I've pulled my calculator up, so you're in degrees and you're in Scratchpad. Okay? And so we're going to type this in the calculator. We're going to say control divide, 45 sine 24, and then come down here, and we're going to do sine 97. Now, I'm using a little bit different calculator than y'all have, so I'm going to have to put a decimal point right there for 97, or it doesn't give me my answer as a decimal. You don't have to do that on your calculator. I'm working on getting the same version calculator as you have, but this will work for right now. So type it in. All right, so we're going to know that side B is equal to 18.44. We're going to round these to the nearest hundredth for right now. So side B, come back up here, is going to be 18.44. All right. Now to solve for C, we're going to do the same thing. And we're going to say sine A over A equals sine C over C. Okay? So sine 97 over 45 equals sine 59 over side C. Cross multiply again. C sine 97 equals 45 sine 59. Divide by sine 97, so C equals 45 sine 59 over sine 97. Okay, so go back to your calculator. Control divide. 45 sine 59. Come down here and then do sine 97. We'll put my decimal point in, and you get 38.86. So this is going to equal 38.86. All right. So we're going to do another one. And this time, we're going to be looking for an angle measure, okay? So we're going to draw us a triangle. And we're going to make this A, B, C. This is going to be 115 degrees. This is going to be 3. And this is going to be 1.2. We're going to want to solve for everything else. Now, in the previous example, I gave you 2 angles. So all you had to do to find the third angle was add them together and subtract from 180, but I can't do that here, okay? So the first question I ask myself, do I have an angle measure and the side across from it to be able to use law of sines, okay? And I do. I have little b and I have angle b, okay? So I'm going to use sine b over b equals, now I have nothing for a, so I can't do anything with a yet, but I do have little c. So I'm going to say equals sine c over c. So sine 115 over 3 equals sine c over 1.2. Now in this case we're using an angle measure. And so you should already know from before spring break that when we are looking for an angle measure, we're going to end up having to use inverse sine, the sine to the -1. So let's go ahead and cross multiply this. So I'm going to get 1.2 sine 115 over, equals 3 sine c. And remember, sine c is one thing, okay? So you can't divide by sine. That's not a thing. You're going to say sine c equals 1.2 sine 115 divided by 3. Now we're looking for an angle measure. So that means in the calculator, we've got to type inverse sine. Then we're going to type 1.2. This is regular sine. And I'm going to show you how to type it in the calculator. So let's go back to the calculator. And we're going to do inverse sine first. So you're going to hit the trig button, come down here and hit inverse sine because we're looking for an angle measure. Then I want you to hit control divide so you get the fraction bar. 1.2. Now this sine is regular sine, so don't use inverse again. 115 over 3. So look at my calculator and look at my problem, and I've typed them in the exact same way. Now I'm going to put another decimal point here just to make sure I get an answer. So you get 21.26. So we're going to run everything right now to the nearest hundredth. So angle C equals 21.26 degrees. Okay, so we're going to put that here. Now to get angle A, all I have to do is add those two together and subtract from 180. So if you add 115 and 21.26 and subtract from 180, then you get 43.74. 43.74. And so now all we need to do is find little a, meaning side A. All right, so I'm about to erase what's up here so I can do the next problem underneath it. You can still see my triangle. All right, I'm still going to go back and use sine B. And the reason I'm going to use sine B again is because that is the information that was given to me, so I know it's right. So I would rather use that than use the C. So sine B over B equals sine A over A. So sine 115 over 3 equals sine 43.74 over little a. Okay, because that's what we're looking for here. All right, we're going to cross multiply. A sine 115 equals 3 sine 43.74. So to solve for A, I'm going to say 3 sine 43.74 over sine 115. Okay? In this problem right now, there's not anything that has inverse sine in it because we're not looking for an angle measure. So in this problem that I'm about to type into the calculator, I should not be typing anything with inverse sine in it. Okay? So control divide. 3 sine 43.74 over sine 115, and we get that little a is 2.29. Okay? All right, so on the next page, I'm about to draw you two triangles, and even as I'm drawing them, you can start setting them up, and you're going to solve for everything that is missing. So your first triangle, we're going to make this A, B, and C. And we're going to make this 72 degrees. This is going to be 29 degrees. And this is going to be 11. Little b is going to equal 11. So you're going to find angle C. You're going to find little a. And you're going to find little c. Okay, that's the first triangle. You can actually go ahead and start working on that triangle while I draw your other one. All right, so I've given you two triangles. And so what I would like for you to do right now is pause this video And I'd like for you to work both of these problems. If you need to go back to the other problems that I've worked and look at that, you can do that. Okay, so I'd like for you to pause it, work both of these problems, and then once you've worked them, play it again, and I'm going to have the answers put up here. If you get the answers that I get, great. If you don't get the answers that I get, I want you to go back and rework it, see if you can find your mistake, and then if you still can't get it, post a question in the comments on Google Classroom, and then the next time I see you, I can rework this problem for you. I'm just going to give you the answers for now. Okay, and again, if you are looking for an angle measure, okay, if you're looking for an angle measure, you should be using inverse sine. If you're looking for a side length, regular sine, okay? If you didn't get these answers, post a question in the comments, or we will go over them in our next class meeting together.